Hello, I'm Ed Reed, the editor of E-FWD, and I'm here today with Dan Fearnly from Proserv. Dan, good morning. How are you? Tell me about Proserv. What are you guys up to?
Thanks very much for having me, first of all. So Proserv are a technology controls company. We're a global company. We've been in the energy industry for over 60 years now. We operate out of 4 regional hubs, UK, Norway, Middle East, and the US. And we've just got over 800 people now. So our main focuses are, subsea controls in the subsea side of things, top side. We have the measurement, the sampling, and then we have our ECG renewables offering as well. So we really have a big focus and heritage in the conventional energy space, with a drive and a transition into that new energies territory as well.
And in terms of sort of that balance between, I suppose, kind of conventional hydrocarbons and the sort of more renewables, what's sort of been driving you? What does the future look like?
Well, our technology ethos is that control specialist, is that integration part of those elements of the production control. So it was an internal sort of drive that we pushed into the renewables space, and we internally developed a technology, and that's been a driver through the transition of the new economic environment we find ourselves in. And we think there's very complementary skill sets. We certainly have the people to provide that technology, and we continue to diversify into that space, but we're keeping our conventional heritage, our conventional energy heritage, because there's still a lot to do in that space. The life extension, even the decommissioning, we play in all facets of that energy space. So we're continuing to do that, but our globalization is a big part of that as well.
I suppose I'm always fascinated, and particularly being in Aberdeen, right, around the kind of the jobs and skills piece, right? Because it feels like you see the impact on people's lives in Aberdeen and the energy industry in ways that you don't in other parts of the country. And I wonder, looking at Proserv, looking at your employees, how do they sort of navigate that sort of, moving from essentially one side of the aisle to the other? Is it an easy move? What do people want to know about that kind of that transfer?
There's a few facets to look at when we look at that. And Aberdeen has an amazing skill set and people and heritage and industry and the capabilities, especially in the supply chain. It's been here for a long time. My family came from this industry. I'm in this industry, so it's quite personal to me. And what we do is we push that expertise out to the world. We have people in Aberdeen going out to West Africa. We have them supporting some of our more technical problems in Southeast Asia. We use them to influence our programs around the world, and we continue to do that. And for some, it's a learning curve. There's different cultures and there's different approaches to work in different areas we're in. But at Proserv, we focus on that. We focus on the people. We focus on training them and educating them to that extent. And it works well for us now. But it's, servicing the world from UK becomes more and more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's a consideration that we continue to follow, adapt, and we'll see where we are in the next sort of 5 to 10 years as everyone's looking at.
Yeah. I mean, look, at E-FWD, we're always thinking about growth, right? And about how to sort of support industrialization and kind of, capturing, kind of value. Thinking about the future, like, say 12 months' time, where do you think you're going to be? What would you like to be doing?
So in 12 months, we will be continuing our globalization story. There's a few areas right now that we're focused on in growth. We're seeing an uptick in West Africa, big area of focus for us. We're seeing an uptick in Brazil, and we're pushing more of our resource towards that territory. And we service that both in country and also from Norway, from the UK, from majority of our hubs, from the US as well. And we see that transition growing in the renewable space as well. That is a slow growth. We internally created a capability. We are looking at investing in further renewables programs and further renewables businesses. But again, it's got to come with an investable regime. It's got to come with an investable region. And right now, for us, our core conventional energies is the focus and globalizing that. And we are in growth mode. We are focused on growth. So our ambitions for the next 5 years outside the 12 months is considerable. It's threefold of what we are now.
And so in terms of sort of unlocking that growth, what do you need to succeed?
You need a proactive team. You need a good knowledge of what you've done and how that can be leveraged in other areas. And a continued relationship with strategic partners. That's really key. We leverage our strategic partners globally, and we use that case history of what we've done locally and take that to our clients globally to show them how we can reduce their costs, how we can reduce their emissions, how we can reduce their footprint and their time to putting the critical infrastructure back in place. And that's a big part of what we do, that's a big area of focus.
And I suppose sort of access to capital is always one of those kind of big questions, right? And in terms of sort of, obviously, you're in growth mode, what is your ability to kind of get the cash that you need to deliver on this growth?
So we went through a sponsored MBO last year. We have a great private equity majority owner who is alongside the vision, who supports the vision of Proserv. We have a very close relationship with our board, and they are willing to put the investment forward. They see the story, they believe in it. We just had a fantastic senior leadership meeting in Norwich last month, and the board was part of that. And they saw all the business units and regions present their 5-year growth story, and they're behind it. And when you've got that kind of confidence from your private equity owners, it really does inspire that growth story throughout the business, and that goes right from our workshop technicians all the way to our BD teams in front of the clients, right up to our CEO who drives that message around the world.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, sounds like such great news and very exciting times for you.
It is. There's some concerns around some regions in the world right now, but there's also some really exciting times, and there's some big growths, and there's a different sort of attitude towards the conventional energy space. There is reducing costs, there is reducing emissions, and technology helps you do that. So technology and people, and that's a big focus of us.
Technology and people, a great note to end on.
Yeah.
Dan Fearnly, thank you very much. And I've been Ed Reed, editor of E-FWD, where we keep on moving the conversation forward.